I'll just go ahead and say, if you guys are interested in coaching after this webinar, there's lots of different ways to get more information. You don't have to sign up right away. If you're someone like me, I wanted to sign up right away. I was like, that's all I needed to hear. I'm on board. If not, I also every month open a What is Coaching kind of sneak peek group. It's just 5 days in a Facebook group where I post a video a day just about different things about Beachbody, how to earn, what is rank advancement, what are the different types of way to earn, bonus cycles versus straight commission, that kind of thing. Anything that you may be thinking like, this sounds interesting, but I want to know the details, you'll get all the details in that sneak peek to coaching. So I can give you guys updates on that too. Okay, so it's 9 o'clock. I'm going to go ahead and get everything started. Like I said, I'm going to share my screen with you guys. All right.
I am so excited that you've joined me today, that you've made a commitment to even learn a little bit about how you can gain some freedoms in your life. What I want to do is this webinar is entitled, yep, that's my day job, for a lot of reasons, but I kind of want to go over why it is and share that with you guys a little bit. So what I'm going to do first is just kind of give you an idea about.
Oh, okay. Sorry. That was very weird. I don't know why it did that.
I am so excited that you've joined me today, that you've made a commitment to even learn a little bit about how you can gain some freedoms in your life. What I want to do is this webinar is entitled, yep, that's my day job, for a lot of reasons, but I kind of want to go over why it is and share that with you guys a little bit. So what I'm going to do first is just kind of give you an idea about, why I got into the business that I'm in, why it works for me, what it's done for me over the past only 4 months, not even a half a year, and just kind of where I can take it going forward, where you guys will be able to take it, and how it might be able to help you in your own personal development and your own life goals moving forward. There's lots of different ways to do that. So I'm going to go ahead and get started. First, I'm just going to tell you a little bit about my story and just kind of how I got into this. So I am a Beachbody coach. I'm a full-time Beachbody coach. My name, for those of you that don't know me, is Lauren Wild. I am Texas native, born and bred in Houston. I went to Baylor University, graduated, double majored in journalism, public relations, and rhetoric and argumentation. I graduated from Baylor in 3.5 years, a little bit early. And when I was a Pi Beta Phi. I was a member of the sorority there, very plugged into Baylor, still very plugged into Baylor as an alumni. Loved school, but as you could tell, in graduating in 3.5 years, I really wanted to get out and I really wanted to start making money. So I did. I graduated in 3.5 years at 21. I turned 21 right when I graduated. I became a PR assistant for a title company, and months into that, saw that I could make a lot more money, and I was fortunate enough to have a mentor in that company who said, hey, you can do it. You could totally do it. Why don't you go up for the job, for somebody that's about to be let go of the company? So everyone else in that role was a marketing resource manager, which was basically a director over a certain territory of sales. So we would reach out to major home builders, lenders, top producing realtors in the area, and try and get them to close all their deals with us. So I knew I was probably going to go into sales anyway. My father did that most of his career and then became a COO. We were very similar, and I just had a lot of aspirations in doing what I needed to do to move up the corporate ladder. B, just really being in some kind of, role where I didn't have to sit behind a desk and push paper and do that kind of stuff. And see, I wanted to make a lot of money doing it. So in public relations at the time, people were getting paid right out of school around 20 to, at the highest, maybe 25 grand a year, which was so discouraging for me. And my dad, who I'm a lot alike and kind of followed in his footsteps, was like, that's just not enough. You just went to Baylor. That's just not enough. And we've always kind of had that kind of attitude. It's just not enough. We're great. We're made for greatness. And so my mentor in my job said, listen, if you can work side by side with this other salesperson, everyone was in their 40s other than me. I was 21. And if you can, for lack of a better word, beat his numbers, you will take his job and he's going to be fired. Which was really weird. I loved the guy. We were friends. So that whole politics side of the corporate world from the get-go was not something I was really comfortable with. But nevertheless, I wanted to succeed. I wanted to make money. So I did it. I ended up beating his numbers by about 75%. I was promoted. He was let go. And bam, within 6 months of graduating college, I was a director of marketing for a region for a title company. It felt good. I was really young to be given that title and that responsibility. I was really hungry. I did really well. About a year later, I got asked to go to a startup company that two of my friends were working at and be the lead there, to be the actual director of the entire company for marketing and sales. Again, I was about 22 years old. So for me, it was work with your friends. They promised me the world. They gave me about 10 grand more in salary, a couple percentage points more in commission. I could leave. We were elite focused, so I would have a different clientele, no territory restraints. Awesome. So I did that. Went over there. Found out that the service we were providing was just not good. It was not a good service. And my clients, while I could bring them in the door all day long, were wanting to leave because they were like, look, we're losing money working with you guys. I'm sorry, but I can't deal with you, So that really discouraged me. And that was the first time that I was like, wow, I could never work for a company anymore where I don't believe in the product. After that, the guy whose place I took at my first job actually called me and said, hey, I'm a recruiter now. There's a UK company that just came into town. They've got a big major operator, but they need somebody to help them find new business in new areas, smaller companies, and they want kind of a hungry salesperson help them do that. So I went and met with them literally within an hour. They were like, who do you know? And what do you do? And who do you talk to? And because I grew up in the oil and gas business, it was an oil and gas staffing firm. It just kind of made sense. So I signed on with them to be their, basically the director of all new business for contract hires there. So I was going into meeting with, advisory boards, giving big presentations. I learned probably the most about business that I ever have from that company. I was traveling. I was going to Louisiana, Oklahoma, Canada, all these places trying to get business, develop relationships. It was very fast paced. Again, the money was great. This is where my job really became my identity. I started working with 50 or 60 other women. We would have to give our sales pitch and they would vote on whose was best and whose was worst. Whoever's was the worst definitely had a true potential of being fired that day. So this really became my identity. I really wanted to be great at my work, and I loved it. I loved the fact that I was traveling, but I hated the fact that I wasn't doing anything else but working. After this, I met and married a Canadian hockey player with doing all my business in Canada, and that was a pretty tumultuous relationship. Ended up moving to Canada full time, taking a lower paced kind of job, which kind of hurt my ego at the time, but ended up being wonderful. It was more marketing and PR and design like I was used to, and it was great. So after that, I was actually asked to be promoted to a more sales, business development type role within that company. And my ex-husband was working there. My husband at the time was working there as a coach, and that did not sit well with him. So again, here we go with the politics of, corporate business. Anyway, we had a lot of ups and downs. I became pregnant about a year after we were married, and just the bottom totally fell out of our relationship. I think he was very, very scared of becoming a parent. He became pretty aggressive toward me. It's a very long story, but I was essentially really scared to stay in the relationship, and ended up moving back to Houston about 4 months pregnant from Calgary. I've been there about 2 years, and just having to start over again. So what did I do? I went back to staffing. I literally interviewed 5 months pregnant. You couldn't really tell at the time, thank goodness. And on my third interview with the company I thought I would work really well with, I said, listen, I'm going to give you an out. I'm pregnant. Again, dealing with the politics of work. She said, it doesn't matter. I've had 2 kids and I'm successful. I think you're really going to do well here, thankfully. I really loved working there. Again, went back to staffing. This time it was in finance and accounting on the sales side, like I did at the other company. And, it was great. It was great for a while. I wasn't making a ton of money and I was working my butt off. I was literally, I had an identity issue. I came back pregnant, separated, and was pretty scared about life in general and how am I going to provide for my child. And, I'm going to get divorced and it's just going to be me and I'm going to have to work all the time. And it just was not the life I saw for myself at all. But I really had this have to kind of mentality where it was like, I have to be the best and I have to make more money and I have to move up the ladder. And I have to take people out all night and I have to get these clients and travel and be in my car all the time and be at everyone else's beck and call. And when that happens, many people it might be you who are in those situations have to let a lot of other things go. Your family time, your other commitments, your church commitments, your charitable commitments, the things that really give you a lot of joy in life, you got to let that go. For you, it might be that maybe you didn't graduate from college, or maybe you didn't have a big, success story, or not so much success story. I wouldn't call it a success, but, maybe you weren't lucky enough to kind of fall back into jobs, and maybe working wasn't really your thing. It's not everyone's thing, and now you're stuck in a place where you're like, man, maybe you're a single mom. Maybe you're going through a divorce. I don't know. Maybe you're like me. Maybe you're just a stay-at-home mom who now is like, you know what? I'd like to do something, but I don't want to have the constraints of having to be at the office away from my family and having to be at everyone else's, beck and call, and for them to be more important than my family, which is correct. I don't either. But anyway, it was good enough. After that, because I had been in oil and gas staffing and finance staffing, I got a call from a Canadian company, if you'll believe it, a Calgary company where I used to live that I did not know, saying we would really like you to run our oil and gas business over here, to start it. I met with them multiple times. I got quite a pay increase in salary. And also good commission. At this point, I was making well into 6 figures, starting up a company, which this would be the 3rd time I've done this at this point. And it was hard. It was a lot of work. It was a lot of hours. It was not a ton of payoff because we were brand new. We didn't have a lot of people, and in staffing, you need a lot of worker bees to help you fill roles. It was really tough, and I could see that the mindset maybe wasn't that the owner had, maybe wasn't lining up with what I had for the group. It was tough. So after 2 years there, I just thought, you know what? I just can't keep running the sales rat race anymore. I just can't do it. My son was 2 years old. It was too much. I was living an unhealthy lifestyle. It was a lot of wine dinners and traveling, and, my customers were all men, and it was hanging out with a bunch of old men all the time and getting them to understand why they should use us, and it was tough. It's not fun. Even when you're in sales and you're going out and entertaining people, they're not your best friends. Some of them are, but most of them are not. So it's not super fun, and it kind of definitely took me away from my son, my family, my church, the things. Fitness definitely took me away from fitness, nutrition, all the things that I really love in life. Time, I had no time. It wasn't mine. So I was lucky enough to leave that role and kind of directing the sales process for a division, and move out of there and go into a more working internally for an oilfield service company where I knew the executive management. They were great. I was doing all their marketing, design, public relations, and investor relations for the company. My actual role was director of corporate development and My role was the director of corporate communication and development. And it was great for a while. It was a small company that had a lot of loose ends that needed to be tied up. It was pretty scatterbrained. If you worked there, you had about 7 jobs. And so that's how it was. Then what happened was the huge drop in commodity price. So when that happened, we were scrambling. We weren't sure if we were going to continue to get money from our institutions. We weren't sure if we were even going to be able to keep our heads above water. And with that, came me getting laid off. I actually got laid off. I was given a severance, which was nice. But that is kind of where my journey ended with corporate America. And I will tell you, I am happy to say it is over. I am not going to go back to corporate America. And the only reason I am able to say that I don't have to do that is because of Beachbody. So about, let's see, 3 months into me getting that last job at the service company, I started my Beachbody. I started January 1st. Literally, it was like, Happy New Year! Click to become a Beachbody coach, and I became one. I was following another workout program, not through Beachbody, and I didn't see any results. I was following it religiously, and I was posting about it, and I loved it. They had created a huge community behind it. A huge online community and community of women that were for each other, and it was great, but I just wasn't seeing the results. Well, a friend of mine reached out to me and said, hey, have you ever done P90X or anything like that? And I was like, oh yeah, before I got pregnant, I did P90X. I was in the best shape of my life. And literally, I've never had that much muscle. I've never been able to lift as much, pull up as much. It was amazing. And then I got pregnant and was sick for 10 months, and that all went out the window. But she said, yeah, well, there's this company called Beachbody, and you can sign up to be a coach. And all you have to do is pay for a program in Shakeology. Have you heard of Shakeology? And I was like, no, I haven't. And she sent me a couple of videos, which I will send to you guys, about how it's clinically proven to reduce cholesterol, reduce the effects of oh gosh, let me say it wrong. Hashimoto's disease and thyroid disease and all of these things. That's helped people with Crohn's disease. Rosacea has cleared up completely because of it. And it's all because there's no chemicals in it. It's all protein, probiotic, adaptogen, phytonutrient-based superfoods, all into this one shake, one meal per day. It's about $45 a day worth of a meal, of food, of nutrients that you get in $4.50 a day. And I was like, wow, let me try it. I had huge digestive problems at the time. I'm sorry if this is gross, but there were weeks where I would not go to the bathroom for a whole week. You can imagine how that feels. It's very bloated. You feel a lot heavier than you really are. I had a problem. It was a true problem. I was going to the doctor to try and figure out how to solve it. I was scared that it was going to start hurting, the insides of my body, all these things. And it had been happening to me since probably I was 12 years old. So I just thought, wow, why not give it a try? I bought a challenge pack for $180. That's a fitness program plus Shakeology. Now you can buy it for about $140, which is $10 more than one bag of Shakeology. That's amazing. Right now, you could buy an on-demand challenge pack where you could, for $140, we can try out $200,000 worth of programming from start to finish, plus get the healthiest meal of the day for $140. That's insane. For $465 a day, you get all that stuff. And what you don't get, or what you wouldn't have gotten before, was motivation. Like your own little personal cheerleader saying, like, here, I'm here for you. I'm checking in on you every day. Are you doing the work? And about 20, 30 other women in a group saying, hey, I know you said this trip to your mother-in-law's was going to be hard on you because she cooks such yummy food. How's it going? Were you able to stay on track? I did today. That kind of thing. That is what we do. That is what we provide as Beachbody coaches. So for me, it was a no-brainer. I was like, hey, I'm already doing that anyway. I'm already sharing on social media what I love about health and fitness. I'm already working out every day, and now I get the added benefit of Shakeology. Tried Shakeology for 4 days, and I decided, because I'm a researcher. I'm somebody who doesn't believe anything. I need to try it. And I tried it for 4 days without working out, because I was like, let's just see. People say they can lose weight no matter what. I lost 4 pounds in 4 days. I had not lost 4 pounds from where I was working out every day in about 2 years. So it shocked me. My pants felt better. I was like, wow, I will never, ever not drink this ever again. So I just started, I was like, awesome, sign me up as a coach, home direct. And what that means for those of you that don't know or that are not customers yet is home direct means that you get an auto shipment of Shakeology to your house every month. And if you sign up as a coach, you get it at 25% off. Also, if you're a coach, if anybody in your family, for me, the second day I signed up, my mom, my dad, my brother all signed up. That took care of my entire purchase. I got back about $99. So not my entire purchase, but in one day, I paid for what I invested into my business that month. So if you're saying, oh, it's a lot, first of all, it's not a lot because the value is huge. You're getting so much more value than what you're paying for. Experts told the Beachbody CEO and COO, Carl Deichler and John Cogden, to market it at like $2.50 a bag. And they were like, just nobody will buy it at that. But that's what it's worth really in market. So you're getting it at quite a discount anyway. And then you're getting it at a discount if you become a coach. So we can go into that later. But it was a no-brainer for me. I got my investment back day one. And I knew I wanted to work the business because I wanted to tell everybody about it. Like, it wasn't a salesy thing. It was like, this will change your health. This will change your fitness. I am passionate about it. And with the fitness programs, every single program that this company has developed, you can look up the results for, and they are shocking. They're visible. They're real. They're real people. I have my own transformation you guys can look at, and I honestly didn't have a ton of weight to lose. I lost 10 pounds and 14 inches, guys. So it's all real. It's all there. And if you do something that is, if you own a gym, or if you are in bikini competitions, or if you're not, if you're somebody that's never worked out before, this can work for you. It totally can work for you. So I just kind of wanted to touch on that a little bit. So anyway, I want to tell you guys why I'm now I'm not a pro, but a full-time Beachbody coach. And two things changed for me. I was making about $600 a month when I was doing it side by side with my career. So again, single mom of a toddler, a lot going on, demanding job, and I was able to work my business 3 hours a day. I would wake up early in the morning, I would work it at lunch, and I would work it sometimes sporadically throughout the day, but mostly like around 9 to 10 o'clock. And I was able to make $500-$600 a week doing that. That was a really good supplemental income. I mean, I was able to pay off my mortgage with what I was making supplementally from Beachbody on the side. So that's one way to go. You could be a hobby coach and you could do that. But I started making more and more. I started building my, this is a great opportunity. I believe in this product too, through my challenge groups, through people who I was selling the product to. If it's just Shakeology, they were like, this stuff is amazing. I have 6 people that want to buy it. And I was like, yeah, become a coach. And look, you just made $200, so, but where you make a lot of income in this business is by people saying, I am on board and I want to be a coach, and growing a team, literally leading people to lead other people. And that's what I loved so much about the corporate world, was I got to lead people. I got to say, look, this scenario is not working. How can we make it better? What are you guys' suggestions? Okay, let me come up with a plan. What do you guys think about that? Awesome. Let's execute the plan. Let's make this process better. Those kinds of things. Let's put together a presentation, and collaborate with other people. What do you think about this presentation? What's working? What's not? Awesome. Now let's put it out there and let's present it to the people to help them go forward. So it's kind of what I was already doing, kind of not. What I will tell you is all of the promotions side of it is all available to you, from my team. I have templates, I have documents, I have videos that you will send to people that you do not have to recreate until you decide to build a team. But even if you don't, if you're a discount coach, you never have to recreate it. You can just say, hey, I'm part of Team Wild Republic, and here, watch this video. This is how you can set up your EFT. This is how you can sign up a coach. This is how you can blah, 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 and you guys reap the benefit of that. So through me, also through Beachbody, there are online tools, there are online videos, online scripts. You don't even have to think of what to say to people. It's already there for you, and it's already proven to work. So I just wanted to basically, I do want to tell you guys 2 things that I changed when I decided to do this full on. I was lucky to be given 3 months of severance, and I was lucky to be able to have grown my business big enough to where I was making quite an income. I mean, not my 6-figure income, but a good income when I got laid off. What happened was my why changed. my why wasn't, hey, let me just see how this Beachbody business goes and make some money on the side. And if it gets big enough, then maybe I'll quit my job. It became, nope, I have a severance. I have 3 months. I'm on the clock. And maybe that's happening for you right now. Maybe right now you're like, you know what? I got laid off too. What can I do? Now I have some time and some money where I don't have to be at an office or clock in, where I can spend a lot of time on this. I can really see where this goes. I can really see how I can grow this. Or maybe you're a stay-at-home parent and you're like, you know what? I'm not doing anything from hour A to hour B. I can start working this. I can see where this goes. This could probably get me into some good community with people. This could probably, help me get fit and healthy and stay on track. Those kinds of things. If you're in that little golden nugget area where it's like, you know what? Maybe you have some time on your hands. Maybe you don't. Maybe you're like, I have to work for my family. There's no other option for me. That's a great time to start this. Because again, you can do it on the side and see where it goes. But like for me, I wasn't in a tight spot, but it was like, man, I don't want to do this for the rest of my life. I don't want to be promoted once every year or so and maybe earn, $5K more a year and maybe get some extra options really? Like, that's not what I want my life to be. I want to go to my kids' events. I want to help them with their homework. I want to be able to, enjoy the new house that I'm building. I want to be able to enjoy time with my family and my boyfriend and my friends and all these things. I don't want to be working for the man for the rest of my life, and you don't have to. So I just want to show you guys that, my why changed. It was like, nope, I want this to work and I want this to work quickly. That's the other thing. It's not a get rich quick scheme. So you have to put a lot of work into it if you want it to be quick. If you don't want it to be quick and you want to take the time and see where it goes, then, you don't have to put as much work in per day, but you have to love it and you have to want to promote it. You have to want to tell people about it. But a lot of you, that will come very naturally. It was already coming naturally for me. That's why I signed up to be a coach. But anyway, I just, my why changed. I had people around me who were like, you can't do this. People are making $1 million a year as a Beachbody coach. Why can't I? And that's what they were saying to me. My boyfriend is the most supportive, most amazing person ever. And he has never even let it fully come out of my mouth once that maybe this isn't real or maybe I won't be as successful as I think. He cuts me off and he's like, why? Why wouldn't you? Yes, you will. You will do this. My dad, my mom, same thing. So I'm lucky I have that support. If you don't have that support, I'm it. I'm your support. I've been going through it. I've been pushing you guys, and you can do this. There's so many success stories that I'd be happy to point you to. Look up Brandy Botts. Look up Stephanie Chico, Stephanie Davies. These girls are making 30 grand a week, and they started, a lot of them, bankrupt or making almost 18 grand a month. You can do it. Why not you? Why not you? We all come from different stories, but why not you? Why not me? Okay, so that changed. The other thing that changed was I started being just completely myself. Maybe yourself is like Stephanie Davies. You can look her up, or Amy Silverman. God, she's always a top recruiter, always a top salesperson. And she does it because she's herself. She's not really selling. She is tattooed and long hair, and her hair is sometimes purple or pink. And they live in Bend, Oregon, and they go to the beach and they surf, and that's her lifestyle. And you may be thinking, wow, there's not 1 million people like that out there that could sign up. Yeah, there is. There's a ton of people like Amy. There's a ton of people like me that was a single mom and work in the grind forever and thought that that was their identity, and that's what gave them purpose, was to be recognized in the corporate world or to have clients or to close big deals. And they don't want to do it anymore. They get burnt out, Or maybe there's someone like you that is a stay-at-home mom that's like, you know what? I love my kids. I love that I get to stay at home. I would like to be a little bit more plugged into the adult world. I would like to feel the achievement of bringing home a paycheck. Or I would like to be able to help people in life. Like maybe that's what God put on your heart as your calling, was to help people. I believe that that's why we're here, to love, support, and help people. And I get to do that through this business. I'm not selling like I was as a 21-year-old pounding the pavement. I'm literally just sharing with people how this has changed my life and how it became my lifestyle and how it can be the same for theirs, whether they have 100 pounds to lose or 10. And you guys can do that too. It is so exciting. This opportunity is crazy. Like I said, Brandy, who's our upline coach, she makes $1 million a year plus. A lot of other coaches do. She's so close to us. She's developed all the trainings. I've tweaked them to sound like me. Again, I got the biggest response from a post I posted, you guys might have seen recently, that said, it was my corporate picture and then a picture of me with no makeup at Starbucks. And it said, Transformation Tuesday, from corporate director to Starbucks regular. And it basically was just like, here's a Transformation Tuesday from you. I'm not showing you the bright, shiny, photoshopped person. That's not my transformation. It's the no makeup, early, with a latte Starbucks person. That's my transformation. How freaking awesome is that? And it's those kind of things. I'll teach you how to craft your posts to sound like you and to portray what you want to say, and not a copy and paste of what someone else said. Not like, oh, Shakeology is the best. I don't need to say that in a post anymore. I just need to say, like, this is for real. And people all commented and said, oh my God, by the way, that's my dream life. Yeah, I know. And I'm so lucky. And by 3 months, with the trajectory that I'm going, I will 100% be earning what I was earning 6 figures before, without my severance. So you guys, all I'm saying is, I can do this. You can do it. If somebody whose husband was working out of the country and had 2 kids and was only pulling in about 50 grand a year could do this, you could do it. If somebody who went bankrupt and had to pay their children's medical bills because of problems they had at birth and literally was hundreds of thousands of dollars in debt can make $1 million a year doing this, you can do it. There's no excuses. If you want me to point you toward a success story, oh my God, Katie Erbstadt, I will show you guys. She was diagnosed with stage 4 non-Hodgkin's lymphoma. What? She said to her upline coach, who's going to want me as a coach? Honestly, she said that after all the fighting, after everything she had to go through, who's going to want me as a coach? And her coach said, Katie, everyone. And it is so true. This is life. Like, it is how we connect to people, the struggles we go through, be it cancer, out of a job, a single parent, going through a divorce, somebody who overcame eating disorders, somebody who needs to still lose 75 pounds. This is how we connect with people in life. And connecting with people in life and understanding them and finding commonalities or inspiring somebody else. Those are the ways that we're going to bring other people to this opportunity and help them even more. Maybe it's just through health and fitness that you help them. Awesome. Huge win. Maybe it's that you help them pay it forward to their kids. Huge win. Maybe it's that you help them pay off their daycare. Amazing. Maybe it's that you help them quit their job and work from home and spend more time with their family to where they can focus more on their health and their life and the joys that God gave them. How amazing is that, you guys? There's no price that you could pay for that. It's amazing. So I just encourage you guys, if anything I said today stirred up anything in your heart for this business or stirred up your curiosity to learn more, definitely send me an email at teamwilde, W-I-L-D-E, republic@gmail.com, or comment on the YouTube link below with your email address, and I will get back to you. But you guys, I'm telling you, I'm here just to pay this forward. This has changed my life from a personal development standpoint, from a friend standpoint, from being truly in tune with other people and their love for life and helping them find that. And financially as well. And I know it can do the same for you guys. So thank you so much for tuning in. I love you all. I'm praying for all of you. And I hope that you will join me on this journey.